Good afternoon. This is Nationwide on the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Thanks for joining us. A delegation from the 15-nation Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is expected to arrive soon in Bamako after the bloc held an emergency summit on Thursday aimed at reversing the coup. The mission, led by former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, intends to negotiate the immediate release of the president and also ensure the restoration of constitutional government. Mali's military junta has, however, released 2 senior government officials detained during the coup against President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. The release of Finance Minister Abdoulaye Daffé and the President's private secretary, Sabane Mahamadou, came as the junta leaders held discussions with political leaders about creating a transitional authority. The streets of the capital, Bamako, were calm for the 3rd straight day on Friday, ahead of a planned rally by an opposition coalition that led protests against Keïta before the coup and has since embraced the mutineers. The coup leaders have said they acted because the country was sinking into chaos and insecurity, largely the fault of poor government. They said they wanted to rebuild stability and have promised to oversee a transition to elections within a reasonable time. In the meantime, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, the African Union, AU, and other key players have been urged to go back to the drawing board to come up with proactive solutions to the crisis in Mali that encapsulates the diversity of interests. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria, who condemned the forceful, unconstitutional coup, also called for international economic intervention in Mali. Lydia Sampson reports.
Faced with multiple demands from different groups, Mali has been in the eye of the storm. Mediations to nip the crisis in the bud didn't stop the snowballing to a forceful military takeover. A peaceful solution seemingly a mirage. However, guests on Good Morning Nigeria say addressing the root cause of the issues through inclusiveness can change the narrative.
Something like the early warning system that ECOWAS has that monitors, these, hot spots and the things that are likely to trigger or drive conflict. They have that in place. But the other thing now is institutional capacity. And that is what is happening. Because you can have everything good on paper, but implementation and then, being able to do that. So what is lacking is that effectiveness in then utilizing what is on paper.
One of the key issues has to do with knowledge and an in-depth understanding of what the problem is. So unfortunately, our delegation, I think we didn't necessarily have a clear understanding of what was going on. We failed to read the mood of the people who are actually the majority.
Others suggested for a vigorous political diplomacy with trusted leaders in the region spearheading talks to earn Malians' confidence.
It's really not the fact that there is no effort on the part of the ECOWAS, but that the approach needs to be revisited and so that we can see a better way of handling the situation.
Mali's economy cannot change overnight. It will take a long time. This is an economy that is based on mining, and of course the prices of commodity prices are vulnerable to various swings. The agriculture, which is the mainstay of Mali, will also take a while before it can contribute positively to changing the lives of the people.
The guests are unanimous that the continent must uphold the people's welfare above fixation on personalities and regime protection. With a concerted effort from the international community, the guests are optimistic that Mali can be restored to a peaceful democracy. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
To other news now. Determined to improve the security architecture in the country, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved 13 billion naira for the takeoff of community policing in Nigeria, and 16 of the 20 states that have completed documentation received 1.6 billion naira World Bank grants on COVID-19. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports on these and other deliberations at the National Economic Council meeting held this Thursday.
Utilization of the funding for the community policing in the states.
Governor Abdullahi Sule, during a media briefing after the meeting held virtually and anchored from the office of the Vice President, recalls the presentation of the National Security Advisor on the state of security in Nigeria in June 2019, and says the concern of the National Economic Council led to the inauguration of an ad hoc committee on security and community policing, headed by Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State.
And the federal government has already approved 13 billion naira for this same purpose, to be used for community policing in Nigeria.
And Vice President Yemi Osinbajo directed the governors, the Secretary to Government of the Federation, the Finance Minister, and the Inspector General of Police to work out how the funds would be utilized to ensure an effective implementation of community policing in the country. On the World Bank stimulus package for states in Nigeria and COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Abdullahi Sule says the institution has approved 35 states in Nigeria, as one of the states is yet to file in its application. Of the first 22 states, 16 have received 100 million naira each, while 5 are on the list for the next batch. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, in her presentation to the Council, says flooding is the most common and recurring disaster in Nigeria, which is affecting more people and causing more economic losses. She says this is a trend likely to continue.
We are seeking for the support and the guidance of the state government to avert this flood that has been forecasted.
Our council discussed the forex situation in the country regarding the divergence between the exchange rate in the high and E window compared to the BDC rate. The VP suggested and council resolved that the Central Bank Governor and the Finance Minister should engage the NGF, Nigerian Governors Forum's leadership on this issue, especially the concerns of the governors on the monetization rate used for FAC and revert to NEC.
In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has taken the message of sensitization and flood disaster to Ngwandodo, a prone community in Gwagwalada Area Council of the FCT. The campaign is in partnership with the FCT branch of the agency, FEMA. Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu reports.
Memories of the last 3 weeks flooding, which claimed lives in Giri and adjoining communities to Gwagwalada, are still fresh in the minds of residents of Ngwandodo in Gwagwalada. And so, the message NEMA and FEMA brings to the people of the area is to take active role in preventing reoccurrence of flood. NEMA is taking a cue from FEMA's initiative to utilize town criers in villages to spread the message in view of adherence to the COVID-19 protocols.
Our message to the people that are residing in the prone area is to live before the rain comes, before the flooding, so that we relocate to the higher ground.
We create awareness in them and advise them to send out their town criers to at least the next 10 villages to talk to them, advise them to stay away from such locations.
On the streets, the team spoke to residents on salient negative attitudes of humanity to the environment, which accounts for the recurrent flooding, just as they encourage the people to utilize the 112 toll-free emergency number for quick response.
My advice will say, anybody that hurts or anybody that is affected, let him just quickly vacate. Even if you don't have anywhere to stay, let him just go and find any place, but it's not there again.
Billboards and signages were erected by the team to serve as constant reminders to the people. Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Diasporans have been called upon to assist the nation with technologically driven initiatives to tackle national threats. This, the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGOs, Ibrahim Oloriegbe, during an oversight visit to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, says will complement the efforts of the government in curbing insecurity. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Months, successes recorded and challenges within 1 year of establishment, as well as prospects to drive the objectives of the Commission, are the reasons behind the visit. They say the economic and technical expertise of diasporans are crucial to support the economic agenda of the federal government.
We should be able to look at ODAs, Overseas Development Assistance, that will support some of the activities that you do. I know you have mentioned that you work with this, but how do we explore that in specific terms? So will we write the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then we will invite you, so that we invite the two. We will write them to be able to provide us updates so that we can be able to fast-track that, and then we'll be able to make our input.
Amendment of legal frameworks, remittances, and mortgage programs for diasporans were also raised.
9.6% is what you pay to transfer anything from anywhere in the world. It's too high. Why others pay 3%? So one is legally, a legal framework and stuff all that. And the second is that from the charges from this money, IMTOs, something must come to Nigeria. Even if it's just a certain percentage of what they charge. If you charge 3%, not even 9.6%, a percentage comes to Nigeria through the Commission to be able to do some diaspora investment or infrastructural development.
The Commission is already developing an app to help harness the potential of Nigerians in diaspora, while efforts are being made to have an effective database system. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari's promises on security, development of the economy and fight against corruption are being achieved with the national digital policy being implemented by the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. This was highlighted at the virtual inauguration of ICT hubs and flag-off of artisan training across the country. Haman Jabani reports.
The National Digital Economy Policy of Digital Nigeria, which the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy is championing, has in the last 1 year believed to have surpassed its targets.
This engagement 1 year in office is part of self-assessment, self-evaluation and self-judgment. Inviting media is to allow them to cross-examine us and at the same time come up with questions, recommendations and many more on how to take our country to greater heights.
Stakeholders say the speed by which the ministry and its parastatals are carrying out the policy is to fulfill the promises of President Muhammadu Buhari, ensure capacity building of Nigerians, and entrench accountability and good governance.
It helps greatly in alleviation of poverty, job creation, and the sustainability rate of all those they train is very high.
The project, who spread across the country under Batch 4, are to ensure access to the digital world, and the 650 participants being trained on various skills in Suleja, Ogbomosho, Okene, Wari, and Owerri are expected to become entrepreneurs and employers of labor in no distant time. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
The Nigeria power industry has achieved yet another improved all-time nation peak of 5,420.30 megawatts, which was effectively transmitted through the national grid. This is the highest ever recorded in the nation's power sector to date, surpassing the previous peak of 5,377.80 megawatts recorded on the 1st of August 2020 by 42.50 megawatts. A statement by the General Manager, Public Affairs of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Ndidi Mba, states that the gradual but steady improvement in electricity delivery in the nation's power sector is attributed to the keen interest of the current administration in piloting programs and projects geared towards growing the power sector, as well as the collective efforts of all power sector players in the value chain. TCN says it is committed to working assiduously to further stabilize, rehabilitate and expand the grid and urge Nigerians to lend their support by safeguarding electricity installations nationwide. We now take a break. Nationwide continues in a moment. Do stay.
Abia State, Okeze Victor Ikpeazu cordially invites you to the unveiling of the Ishmael Ikpeazu Memorial Library and the public presentation of the book, Thoughts of a Scholar in Governance, a compilation of the speeches, lectures, and broadcasts of the Governor of Abia State, May 29, 2015 to May 28, 2019. Date, Sunday, August 23, 2020. Venue, Enitonia Hotel, Aba, Abia State. Time, 12 noon.
NTA TV College Jos, an affiliate of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, is currently admitting students for its ordinary diploma programs in television journalism, television production, and television engineering. Interested candidates are advised to obtain relevant information concerning eligibility at our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or marketing department of any NTA station nationwide. For further information, contact Assistant Director, Marketing, NTA TV College Jos on 0803-314-4383 or the Academic Office of the College on 0806-980-9807. Announcer, Registrar.
And NTA say you can help Nigeria to flatten the curve on COVID-19, just as you can help flatten the curve on corruption. Follow transparency, accountability, and integrity just as you follow health guidelines. Stay home with integrity and maintain your distance from corruption, just as you stay away from COVID-19 by maintaining social distance. Report every act of corruption to ICPC, just as you report COVID-19 to NCDC. Stay away from corruption, stay safe from COVID-19. Report any act of corruption to ICPC on toll-free number 0800-2255-4272. This message is brought to you by ICPC and NTA.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now, Ministry of Special Duties moves to boost healthcare. Let's join Dotun for these and more in our Lagos Network Center. Dotun.
Thank you, Ifeoma. For an health care center to effectively and efficiently perform its obligation to the populace, the state of its equipment and service delivery play a vital role. To achieve this, the Federal Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs donated vital medical equipment to Onikon Health Center in Lagos. Imolayo Togede has details.
The medical equipment include the cardiotocography machine and phototherapy machine, comprising remote control delivery beds and automatic cardiac defibrillator. Others are the neonatal incubator, blood bank refrigerator, and many more.
We hereby declare this medical equipment for good use.
These machines were provided by the National Lottery Trust Fund to improve healthcare services to patients around the Lagos Island. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Special Duties Office, Festus Daudu, said the National Lottery Trust Fund is one of the alternative non-oil sources of revenue that the federal government has identified to ensure returns are maximized in the country.
The government is therefore determined to give full attention to the industry to ensure that it performs to meet fully the revenue and developmental aspirations of the nation.
This event celebrates Lagos State Government as our national lottery beneficiary, to whom these vital medical facilities are being handed over.
It is in our act that we should use the proceeds, the 20% proceeds from lottery, to do good cause projects, and that is just what we have done.
For the 60-year-old health facility, this equipment will enhance better medical care delivery.
By tomorrow morning, 80% of these items are going to go to where they are needed. This donation is very timely.
The ministry further said that the central monitoring system, which remove all inefficiencies and boost the capacity of the lottery industry, has been implemented. In Lagos, Imole Ayotokide, NTA News.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has assured residents that the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic is gradually being won as the state continues to record lower confirmed cases of the virus. The governor gave the assurance during a courtesy visit by the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard, at the State Government House, Ikeja. Nusa Usla reports.
The governor, who commended the United States of America for its support in the battle against the pandemic, reiterated the commitment of the federal and state governments to flattening the curve of the virus in the state and the country at large.
It's a new normal. It's one of the things that has come, around all of us. And like I did mention to you, we've learned a great deal. We've learned a lot, for the past 5-6 months. We estimated that we'll probably be, flattening, the curve by August. And our prediction is coming true.
The United States Ambassador to Nigeria, who commended the Lagos State government for successfully managing the COVID-19 pandemic so far, assured the governor of the continuous support of the United States.
It's so great to see an entire room full of people, everyone wearing their mask appropriately, and nice distance between the two of us. Everybody needs to be able to say, COVID-19 stops with me.
The ambassador, however, urged residents to continue to comply with government's COVID-19 prevention directives. In Lagos, Nusa Usula, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Lagos. It's now back to Ifeoma in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
And updates on COVID-19 now. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has announced 476 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. The latest figures released bring the total number of confirmed cases to 50,964 infections in the country. A breakdown of the new cases from 18 states indicates that Lagos recorded the highest number for the day with 235 new cases, while FCT has 44 new cases, Kaduna 41, Borno 33, Plateau 28, Abia and Edo states recorded 13 new cases each. Others are Rivers 12, Imo 11, Oyo 10, Kano 9, Kwara 7, Enugu and Katsina states recorded 5 new cases each, while Gombe and Ogun got 4 each. The day's tally is completed by Nasarawa and Zamfara states, recording 1 case each. Confirmed cases by states, Lagos has the highest with 17,327, followed by FCT with 4,881, and Oyo comes third with 3,017 cases. With the latest development, total number of active cases stands at 12,403, while 37,569 cases have been successfully treated and discharged, while 992 patients died, unfortunately. A sequel to the recent success recorded in the eradication of widespread polio in Nigeria, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency is consolidating on the giant strides of the polio-free status in view of the nation's polio-free certification. Elizabeth Omori was at the commissioning of equipment for primary healthcare workers and our reports.
Nigeria attained polio-free status in June this year after the World Health Organization confirmed that there has not been any recorded case of widespread polio since July 2014. To maintain this status and get certification, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency is assisting primary healthcare workers in this regard, especially to bring poor-performing states up to speed with current realities in healthcare services.
This will give us the great leap forward in our immunization program for supportive supervision of service providers and support generation of on-site utilization of program data to continuously improve quality of the immunization program.
The agency believes the equipment donated would enhance routine healthcare service delivery in rural communities, as well as effective data gathering and management.
The process of data collection will now be enhanced. More reliable data will now be gathered and better decisions will be taken.
We've been able to reduce the difference between admin data and survey data to less than 20%. This is very huge. With the provision of these laptops, it will provide the routine immunization officers at the local government areas direct access to data, and they will be able to interrogate the quality of data.
The motorcycles and laptops, numbering a total of 912, will be distributed amongst 18 states of the Federation and local governments. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Still talking health, the Imo State government has reaffirmed its determination to partnering with international health-based organizations towards enhancing its health policies in the state. Governor Hope Uzodinma said this during the launch of Imo State's mobile health insurance program by Nigeria's representative of the World Health Organization in Owerri. Bright Ebuchu reports.
The mobile health insurance program is designed by the World Health Organization in partnership with state governments to achieve universal health coverage. Governor Hope Uzodinma, while acknowledging the effort of the World Health Organization, affirms that the health of citizens of the state cannot be compromised, hence his commitment to partnering international health organizations.
We need to go into community testing. We need to test more people for COVID-19. We need to go to our various communities. We need to get our people properly aware of the danger in not making themselves available to be tested. And those who are also positive, we need to let them know that being positive is not a death warrant.
Nigeria's World Health Organization representative, Dr. Walter Kasadi, says the mobile health insurance program will cover over 96% of Imo population in the informal sector of the state health insurance scheme.
The WHO in Nigeria has enjoyed a very productive working relationship in health with the Imo State government.
High point of the visit was the biometric data capture of Governor Uzodinma into the WHO mobile health insurance scheme. In Owerri, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Committee for the Establishment of Center for Disease Control in Benue State says the project is to gulp close to 180 million naira as takeoff grant. Chairman of the committee and Commissioner for Health, Dr. Emmanuel Ikulono, presented the report to Governor Samuel Otom in Makurdi. Charles Abba has the details.
The Committee for the Establishment of an Infectious Disease Control Center was inaugurated during the period Benue State recorded an index case. Chairman of the committee and Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Dr. Emmanuel Kulono, said the committee brought its expertise to bear on the mandate, considering the priority placed on the health sector by the state government.
The center will need technical and administrative staff for the day-to-day running, as well as involvement of foreign experts to ensure smooth take-up and possible transfer of technology.
Governor Samuel Otom explained that the desire to domesticate a disease control center in the state is to ensure that diagnosis, testing and treatment of ailments caused by diseases and viruses are carried out in the state. He added that the presence of the center in the state would necessitate quick response to health news and quality health services.
Something near the teaching hospital, for me, as a layman, would have been the best. But I'm looking at the training aspect of our students and even staff, and then the health of our people.
He thanked the committee for the work done and urged it to do a memo to the State Executive Council for appropriate action. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Philanthropists across the globe have continued to provide succor for people affected by war and disasters, including Nigerians. In further commitment to this cause, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has taken its distribution of palliatives to Wasa IDP camps to cushion the effects of COVID-19 among the internally displaced persons. Obiageli Uguoke reports that this is part of the activities marking the one-year anniversary of the ministry.
Women in this IDP camp should bring 137 grinding machines to our women, and many of the skill acquisitions she teaches us, we appreciate.
For the past 12 months, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has been providing relief to the likes of Jeffrey, Hafsat and many other victims of natural and man-made disaster across Nigeria. In spite of the coronavirus pandemic, the ministry is not deterred from doing the needful to ensure that the poor in the country are taken care of by providing COVID-19 palliatives to millions of Nigerians under the federal government social investment programs. This time, the ministry is in Wasa internally displaced persons camp doing the needful to ensure that the poor in the community are taken care of.
That is our essence of coming here to celebrate our one-year anniversary with the IDPs.
Dedicated to providing assistance to those in need, the ministry is marking its first anniversary with the IDPs. Obiageli Ugoke, NTA News.
It's now time to join Abubakar in our Maiduguri Network Center for details on one-year establishment of Agro Rangers by NCDC. Abubakar, it's over to you.
Thanks, Ifoma, and it's actually a pleasure that you have joined us in Maiduguri. The establishment of Agro Rangers by Borno State Government is yielding the desired result of providing security cover to farmers while working on their farmlands, a situation that has enhanced their productivity. This was summation of farmers at a ceremony as the Borno State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps marks 1-year anniversary of the Agro Rangers. Yagum Subukar reports.
That was a demonstration of some of the successes recorded by the Agro Rangers since its establishment by the Borno State government. Some benefiting farmers said they have never had it this good since over 10 years of insurgency in Borno, as the activities of Boko Haram have not only affected farming but also economic development of the state.
Da wannan bana iya shuka gyada kwano 5 zuwa 6 amma bana na shuka kai gojen kwano 20 ma da 5. Gaskiya na ji dadin sa sosai.
Da ba sa nan muna shan barazana ba kadan ba. Saboda baraka ya kai kunya daya ba sai ka tashi kana leke-leke.
Borno State Commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ibrahim Abdullahi, while enumerating successes of the Agro Rangers in its 1 year of establishment, assured of the command's readiness to continue to protect lives and property of the citizenry.
Kidnapping and also killing of farmers has ceased. From January to July, we did not record any in the areas of our responsibility.
In an effort to enhance activities of the agro rangers, Commandant General of the NSCDC, Muhammadu Gana Abdullahi, had donated motorcycles to the Borno State Command aimed to assist in securing farmers.
In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
In an effort to ensure strict compliance with COVID-19 safety protocols in the conduct of the current exiting classes examination, Borno State Council of Nigeria Union of Teachers has presented face masks to secondary schools where exit examinations are taking place. Mohammed Ibrahim has the rest of the story.
Various schools within Maiduguri metropolis have benefited from the gesture towards preventing the spread of COVID-19 amongst teachers and students undertaking the exit examinations by Borno State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Teachers. While addressing principals of all the schools visited, Chairman Nigerian Union of Teachers NUT Borno State Wing, Comrade Jibril Mohammed, said the union felt it necessary to reach out to the secondary schools to present the face masks following the COVID-19 facilities distributed to some learning centers 2 months ago. Comrade Jibril Mohammed maintained that the pandemic has affected socio-economic development globally, hence the need for all to wake up to people's expectations towards complementing efforts of government in order to succeed, as government alone cannot cater for the needs of the citizenry.
We are going to procure more face masks, and the schools that have not yet gotten should also be ready to get this any moment from now.
In all the schools visited, principals of the institutions appreciated the effort of NUT leadership for providing such preventive materials and assured to be alive to their responsibilities towards ensuring all COVID-19 safety protocols are observed in the conduct of the exit examinations. In Maiduguri, Muhammad Ibrahim, NTA News.
And those are the latest stories for now from Maiduguri. Time now to join Dibabari in Port Harcourt for more on Nationwide. Hello, Dibabari.
Port Harcourt. With the berthing of a gearless Max-Line ship on an airport, provision of hydrological information becomes an important tool in ensuring safety of the waterways. Osnachi Abraham examined some hydrological operations that could open windows for more productive activities on the waterways.
A lot of functions such as we provide control, manage the activities within the inland waterways of the country, such as pipeline crossings, bridge crossings, access to dredging activities, reclamations.
The country's waterways is said to be grossly underutilized, as only 3,000 out of 10,000 waterways in the country are being put to use. To maximize the potential of the waterways and improve the navigation, as well as provide an alternative mode of transportation for the evacuation of economic goods and persons, the National Inland Waterways Authority was created.
The passage toll is very important. Some of these vessels come in, ocean liners coming within our internal waters for dry docking. And so when they come for this, we need to also put them into the know-how to be able to know how these things are done.
Relevant stakeholders are encouraged to take advantage of the economic viability of the waterways and support in the fight against unholy activities around the waters, as this will enable berthing of more container ship and other operations on the waterways. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Abraham, NTA News.
22 unemployed youths in Akwa Ibom State have benefited from the just concluded skills acquisition program organized for youths of host communities of the University of Uyo in collaboration with the National Directorate of Employment. Udwaketim reports that the gesture is to support the state and federal government's policy on industrialization of the country through small-scale entrepreneurial schemes.
It was all joy for the trainees who received certificates to mark the end of their training exercise. The skills acquisition program, designed to train youth of the host communities by the University of Uyo in collaboration with the National Directorate of Employment, was based on the demands in the labor market. 22 youths were selected for the program in catering, fashion design, electrical installation, among others.
I feel delighted for being empowered with these skills.
For stakeholders, the program confirmed their commitment to finding solutions to youth unemployment and also make them prospective employers of labor.
The community-based training scheme under the National Skill Development Program of the Directorate was designed to address the skill gaps and provide skills training opportunities. The skill acquisition program is a welfare scheme.
It is believed that relevant authorities will assist the skills acquisition program to gainfully engage the youth to be self-employed. In Uyo, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
We are done from Port Harcourt. It's back to Ifoma for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you, Dibabari. Now to security matters. The Nigerian military, through the Directorate of Defense Media Operations, says the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Doli has destroyed several Boko Haram terrorist structures, neutralizing several of their fighters at Washali in the northern part of Borno State. The mission was executed under ongoing subsidiary Operation Hailstorm after credible intelligence reports and a series of aerial surveillance missions established that the settlement was one of those being used by the terrorists as a staging area to launch attacks. Nigerian Air Force fighter jets and attack helicopters then engaged the location, resulting in the obliteration of several structures as well as the neutralization of some of the terrorists. Meanwhile, the armed forces of Nigeria, operating in concert with other security agencies, says it will sustain efforts to rid the nation of all terrorists and other criminal elements. When corporate organizations embark on selfless contribution to a worthy cause through corporate social responsibility, the burden of building the society becomes shared and much more realizable. This understanding informed the gesture of real estate company in Ogun State to donate an operational vehicle to the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Abeokuta, to its operations. Mohammed Adebowale reports.
NTA Abeokuta is considered a dependable ally in the indigenous company's stride to sanitize the real estate business environment, hence this gesture. This show of love by the company to NTA Abeokuta is a testament to the new status of the media station.
Trying to give back to society that made us. So we decided in our company that no matter what we do, we always do and give back to the society.
To the staff and management of NTA Abeokuta, this gesture would go a long way in enhancing the operations of the station. NTA Abeokuta has undergone rapid transformation and poised for more partnership with relevant organizations to further execute its core mandate.
Kaduna Network Center is next, and community policing still on the front burner. Hello, Salamatu. Take it up from here.
Thank you, Ifoma. Welcome to Kaduna. The Emir of Katsina, Abdul Mumin Kabir Osman, has described coordinated approach in information management among security operatives as necessary towards effective community policing. He made the statement at the inaugural meeting of the Advisory Committee on Community Policing in Katsina. Awal Haliru reports.
Katsina State Advisory Committee on Community Policing was recently inaugurated by Governor Aminu Bello Masari to complement government efforts of ensuring security. The inaugural meeting was to abreast members of the committee on what is expected of them towards effective community policing strategies. Emir of Katsina Alhaji Abdulmumin Kabir Usman emphasized that ensuring peace is a collective responsibility. The Emir, who commended the state government for involving communities on security issues, said the inauguration of the advisory committee was a welcome development. The State Commissioner of Police, Sanusi Buba, who led other members to the meeting, said the objective was to ensure full implementation of the community policing strategies.
All the members are present and this meeting, other aspects of the implementation
implementation of the community policing strategy will now commence.
The meeting was part of the activities for the inauguration of the state community policing to address security challenges in the state. Awal Halleru, NTA News.
The National Emergency Management Agency has alerted residents of 13 out of 27 local government areas of Jigawa State of likelihood of flood disaster in this rainy season. To this end, the agency has dispatched a team of experts to sensitize people on necessary measures that can mitigate its impact. Ibrahim Belogunda files on this report from Duse.
Over the years, the National Emergency Management Agency, working with stakeholders, has found the seasonal rainfall prediction useful in giving early warning to communities for disaster risk management, disaster preparedness, mitigation, and response. According to the 2020 seasonal rainfall prediction, the general outlook of annual rainfall amount is predicted to be normal and above normal in Nigeria, with Jigawa State being one of the states predicted to experience heavy rainfall and flood in 13 local government areas. Hence, the stakeholders meeting. Declaring the meeting open, the coordinator, National Emergency Management Agency, Kano Territorial Office, Sanusi Ado, represented by Aminu Boyiringim, said, stakeholders must double effort and commitment to reduce vulnerability among communities predicted to experience heavy rainfall or flood by making them resilient to disasters.
Deem it necessary to organize stakeholders and community sensitization in disaster preparedness across the country. Aim at sensitizing and creating awareness for state and local governments on their expected roles in disaster preparedness and mitigation.
SEMA has been, building embankments along the river so that to prevent that river from flooding.
The stakeholders then proceeded to Lima community in Duse local government area predicted to experience flood and flag off this year's awareness campaign and interacted with the community on what the stakeholders are doing and what is expected of them. In Duse, Ibrahim Belogunda, NTA News.
Thus, our package from Kaduna News Nationwide continue after this break.
She cries. She cries in anguish and in pain. She bears the scourge of her grief. She toils in vain for justice and succumbs to silence. He gloats over his malady. Like a beast, he pounces with no remorse. Her cry means nothing. Her pain feeds her shame. Like an orphan, she's left to grieve in solitude. But no more will she cry in vain. Her adversaries will henceforth bear the brunt of their cruelty. Rape is evil. Rape is a plague, a pandemic of monumental consequences. We must unite and kick it out of our society.
Connect with NTA and stand against rape and rapists. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
Welcome back. The coalition of concerned citizens from 5 states in Northeast have acknowledged the efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari in the fight against Boko Haram insurgency and other security challenges in the region. Against this backdrop, the group organized a solidarity rally at the Unity Fountain to appreciate the president for keeping to his promise of ensuring peace and harmony in the region.
The activities of Boko Haram in Nigeria peaked between 2011 and 2014, with attacks in various towns in the northeast and bombings that claimed thousands of lives while displacing millions internally. The fight against terrorism, however, took a new turn from 2015, when the fight against insecurity became one of the cardinal objectives of this present administration. The result was the decimation of terrorist activities and subsequent reclaiming of some local governments captured by Boko Haram insurgents, making it possible for many IDPs to return to their homes. With these developments, concerned citizens from Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba and Yobe states organized a thank you rally for the government for promises kept.
We appreciate that you are making a lot of effort to equip the military and other security agencies. We appreciate your effort in setting up the Northeast Development Commission. It is a great intervention that has helped greatly in restoring peace.
The group called on citizens to cooperate with security agencies to defeat and eliminate insecurity in the country.
The People's Democratic Party says it remains committed to a peaceful governorship election in Edo State come September 19. The party's national chairman, Uche Secondus, stated this at an enlarged media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Media briefing, according to the PDP national chairman, is born out of perceived tendencies in the polity and capable of undermining a violence-free election if not properly nipped in the bud. The task of ensuring a peaceful process, he believes, therefore, lie in the security agencies, the election umpire, INEC, and the electorate themselves.
We will do our best, but we want to bring it to the knowledge of everyone. We will be civil.
Secondus also calls for stiffer sanction for would-be perpetrators of electoral violence during the coming governorship poll in both Edo and Ondo states. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And now sports. Former Super Eagles player Daniel Amokachi reacts to his appointment as special assistant to the president on sports. Tamara Ibiwe has this and more.
Former Super Eagles forward and Nigeria's football ambassador Daniel Amokachi has vowed to complement the efforts of Youth and Sports Minister Sunday Dare in returning sports in Nigeria to its glory days. Former Everton player is elated after his appointment as special assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on sports.
He's focusing, not only on sport, but, towards the youth development, youth empowerment, and that's what is needed.
In basketball, Nigeria's D-Tigers have been drawn alongside Mali, Rwanda and Algeria in Group D of 2021 FIBA Afro-Basket Championship scheduled for Rwanda. The former African champions, who are yet to come together since March because of COVID-19 pandemic, is expected to regroup after the pandemic.
We have been playing with most of these countries, so we know them in and out. That is not to say that the teams are not going to come out smoking. Every team has passion, but the greatest team is the one who mixes the passion with potentials. You will agree with me that Nigeria, we have great potentials both home and abroad to carry out this battle royale.
In golf, Nigeria's teenage golfer Georgia Obo will join the world-class Ladies European Tour field at the Czech Ladies Open in Czech Republic next week. Relishing from Ladies Scottish Open debut, where she shot a 73 over par in a one-day mini tour event in Willow Valley Golf Club, the 19-year-old golfer is battle-ready to maintain her top 20 on Pro Tour. Tamara Ibiwe, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has called on younger generation of media practitioners to uphold professionalism and shun acts that are at variance with the profession. The minister made the call at the News Agency of Nigeria when he visited the organization to condole with the management and staff over the death of the agency's chairman board of directors. The minister was received on arrival by the management of NAN, led by the acting managing director, Oladele Ojo, before signing the condolence register.
Profession, whether in administrative capacity, in personal capacity, and I hope we all read what people have said about him and be able to dedicate ourselves to this profession. For no upcoming journalists, I think Malam Wada has clearly, shown us that at the end of the day, what is important is passion, commitment, and self-containment.
We want to assure you that the dreams and the legacy of the late Alhaji Wadama Ida will not die in vain. We will do everything to sustain his dream and take NAN to the greatest level.
Malam Wada Maida died on Monday at the age of 70. Well, that's nationwide for today. We thank you so much for watching. Remember, be a star, connect with the NTA, stand against rape and rapists.